qualified horticulturist, I'm generally asked how to grow things, not kill them. The exception to this is weeds. In the last film, we looked at prevention, but this time we're going on the attack. I'm going to give you some strategies for killing or controlling weeds if you've got them in your patch. And in the spirit of sustainability, we're going to do it without waging chemical warfare. Weeds can damage entire ecosystems and threaten indigenous plant species. Many of them grow really quickly, producing masses of unwanted greenery. The amount of green waste produced by many of these types of plants can have a really negative environmental impact, particularly if the stuff can't be composted, like weeds with bulbs, corms, suckers, or heaps of seed. When I talk about weeds, I'm not just talking about kikuyu in your garden patch or dandelions on the footpath. There are a whole bunch of plants we may actually want to keep in our garden, but that can be a little bit weedy and invasive. Things, for instance, like mint and parsley. So I'm going to give you a few harm minimisation strategies so you can grow these plants without fear of invasion. Cut off old flower heads on plants like agapanthus before they form berries or seed pods. Restrict the root growth of creeping or suckering species with root barriers or pots. Contain self-seeding plants such as coriander and parsley to a specific area of the garden because they can spread quickly. Avoid transporting seeds or plant material interstate and overseas, where it may become an environmental weed. You could face massive fines for this. Look out for sterile forms of many plants in nurseries, which can significantly reduce the risk of a plant getting out of control. Italian lavender is a great example. To kill many low-growing weeds or grass in your patch, first of all, grab your newspaper, remove any glossy magazines or inserts, wet it down, and cover the area. The newspaper needs to be at least 15 pages thick. The thicker the better. Essentially, you want the paper to break down nice and slowly over time. It is really important to make sure the edges of your newspaper or cardboard overlap, as this stops cheeky little weeds and persistent grasses peeking out between the gaps. If the area is to be planted out in the future, but not immediately, I would suggest applying at least a 5 centimetre layer of compost, followed by a 7 centimetre layer of mulch. And don't forget, wash your hands if you've been touching compost, or else wear gloves when you handle it. The finished area should look like a trifle, a few different layers of goodness to smother your lawn or weeds and improve your soil at the same time. But be warned that straw mulch can be blown off or even disturbed by the kids or the family dog running across it. So another 5 centimetre layer of pine bark mulch on top would help solve this problem. And don't worry, there's no such thing as too many layers in this little exercise. If you don't plan on planting the area out anytime soon, it's a really good idea to lay some of this fabric weed matting. Now this stuff is great because it allows air and water to move through to the soil below. Once you've laid this in place, cover it with your favourite organic or inorganic mulch. Now it used to be pretty common practice to use builder's plastic or plastic weed matting for this sort of job, but I've got to say I wouldn't recommend it. This stuff's impervious to water, which means the soil below dies a slow and painful death. Plus it never breaks down, which makes it a bit of an environmental nightmare. If you ever want to plant in the area again, you'll be in real trouble. Well, that's it for now, folks. And as we've seen, it is possible to kill most weeds without having to resort to hazardous chemicals. The problem with many herbicides is that they tend to kill indiscriminately, meaning your good plants are at risk as well. For more information, have a look at the website sgaonline.org.au and enjoy a bit of light weeding.